Episode 57 BS January 12, 2024 New York Trump discusses tax cuts for New Yorkers with GOP lawmakers. In Episode 57 BS 1A, United States Department of Health and Human Services RAWSEP view Robert F. Kennedy Jr. would be an incompetent head of the HHS as the letter signed by 18,000 physicians described in the article below attests 2A California far from the fires the deadly risks of smoke are intensifying 2B California LA fires show limits of America's efforts to cope with climate change main content 1A United States Department of Health and Human Services RAWSEP view Robert F. Kennedy Jr. would be an incompetent head of the HHS as the letter signed by 18,000 physicians described in the article below attests the Kennedy Jr. vaccine skepticism could get us into another pandemic this time, a preventable one if only people took the vaccine prepared for a future pandemic and wore face masks when necessary if there was a lag before a future vaccine was available. RAWSEP also predicts that if Kennedy Jr. is so anti-science that he is anti-vax that he would be against regulation of air pollution such as regulation with the goal of stopping indoor residential wood burning and entirely stopping indoor residential wood burning on wood burning stove at a time. If necessary, this could be done with evidence above safe limits of the World Health Organization of 5 micrograms per cubic meter annually from PurpleAir PM2.5 monitors hung from the eaves of houses of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 non-profit organization. Substack. Heather Cox Richardson, January 10, 2025. Trump says he will nominate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head the Department of Health and Human Services. More than 18,000 physicians have signed a letter warning that he is unqualified and actively dangerous to the health of Americans. Trump's plan to elevate him to a position that impacts Americans is a slap in the face to every healthcare professional who has spent their lives working to protect patients from preventable illness and death. 1B United States Inside Climate News Weekly Newsletter, January 11, 2024. With Trump's second term looming, the climate movement is putting class issues center stage. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 non-profit organization. As activists double down on the disruptive tactics of recent campaigns, the movement's leaders see opportunities to broaden its base to include people concerned about pocketbook issues like jobs and the cost of housing. 2A California far from the fires the deadly risks of smoke are intensifying. Researchers see a growing health danger from the vast plumes of pollution spawned by wildfires like the ones devastating Los Angeles. A person walking through a thick blanket of orange-gray smoke as a structure burns in the background. Pacific Palisades, California. On Tuesday, by some estimates, wildfire smoke causes some 675,000 premature deaths annually. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 non-profit organization. January 11, 2025. Updated 10:56 a.m. Eastern Time. It kills more people each year than car crashes, war, or drugs do. This invisible killer is the air pollution from sources like RAWSEP interjects here indoor residential wood burning and wood burning factory smokestacks. UD, as in a warming world, the smoke from wildfires is a deadly pollution source. Health. Wildfire smoke contains hazardous air pollutants like PM2.5 and PM2.5 already causes as many as 675,000 premature deaths a year worldwide and respiratory and heart diseases. Wildfire smoke erodes the world's progress in cleaning up pollution from tailpipes, and RAWSEP interjects here fossil fuel as well as wood burning smokestacks as climate change supercharges fires. Wildfires are putting our health in danger. Wildfires ravaged the Los Angeles area. Residents began to return to their neighborhoods, many strewed with smoldering ash. To survey the damage, air pollution levels remained high in many parts of the city, including northwest coastal Los Angeles, where the air quality index climbed to dangerous levels. Los Angeles has seen air pollution at levels that could be raising daily mortality by between 5 to 15%. That means current death counts are likely large underestimates. 2B California LA fires show limits of America's efforts to cope with climate change. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 non-profit organization. California has focused on fortifying communities against wildfires, but with growing threats that may not be enough. January 10, 2025. The rapid spread of this week's fires into dense neighborhoods where they burned homes, furniture, cars, electronics, and materials like paint and plastic made the smoke more dangerous. We have fires all year round that affect the same population repeatedly. Now pollution from wildfires is reversing what had been a decades-long improvement in air quality brought about by cleaner cars and power generation. Since at least 2016, in nearly 3/4 of states in the U.S. mainland, wildfire smoke has eroded about 25% of progress in reducing concentrations of a type of particulate matter called PM2.5. A Nature study in 2023 found in California wildfire smoke's effect on air quality is offsetting public health gains brought about by a decline in air pollution from automobiles and factories. State health officials have found by releasing carbon dioxide and RAWSEP interjects here PM2.5 into the atmosphere, wildfires are themselves a big contributor to climate change. The Canadian wildfires in 2023 produced more greenhouse gases than the burning of fossil fuels in all but 3 countries. At one point in 2023, more than a third of Americans from the East Coast to the Midwest were under air quality alerts from Canadian wildfire smoke. Children should not clean up after wildfire. PM2.5 particulates are so small that they go deep down into our lungs and can pass from lungs into blood. And once they are in blood, they can be carried around our body and build up. Air pollution affects our entire body, and it has effects diabetics on the liver and on the kidney and the brain. Advice in areas with smoke: read air quality alerts and follow evacuation orders. Stay indoors as much as possible and use air purifiers when outside. Wear N95 masks. Don't do strenuous exercise and bad air. Cut back on all kinds of air pollution, said an American Lung Association physician. 3 New York. Trump discusses tax cuts for New Yorkers with GOP lawmakers. RAWSEP view tax cuts for the rich plan by the Trump administration would benefit the rich, the top 1% of income groups, while the bottom 99% would likely face attempts by the Trump administration to cut social programs that people cannot live Without such as Social Security, if middle and low-income Americans lose their social safety nets, such as Social Security, ordinary Americans will not be able to replace indoor residential wood burning with clean energy heat pump, even with heat pump rebates for up to $8,000, based on a sliding income scale. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke. Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Trump told Republicans from New York, New Jersey, and California to come up with a plan for increasing the state and local tax deduction. At the meeting on Saturday, the House Republicans offered a variety of ideas to Trump about how to address the tax issue. January 12, 2025. 12:26 p.m. Trump reiterated his support for undoing a major provision of his 2017 tax law on Saturday when he told more than a dozen House Republicans at his Florida estate to come up with a plan for increasing the state and local tax deduction, according to 4 lawmakers who attended. Republicans put a $10,000 cap on the deduction, often called SALT, during Trump's first term to help cover the cost of the broader 2017 tax law they passed along party lines. Lawmakers at the meeting also pitched Trump on taking federal action to halt New York City's congestion pricing plan.